Welcome to Spoiler Alert. I'm Ryan, and joining me today is Michael E. Cullen of All2ReelToo. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
My name is Michael E. Cullen II. I'm the co-host and producer of All2ReelToo. You can find that at all2realtoo.com. That's ALL, the number 2, REELTOO.com. It's a pop culture podcast. We review good and bad movies. We have interviews sometime. We got some interviews coming up soon. I just did a couple, one with Keith Coogan and one with Gareth Williams that are coming up soon. There's some other ones scheduled too. But yeah, that's basically it.
Dishes are done, man.
Yep.
All right. So, don't tell mom the babysitter's dead aside. Let's just get on with it. Baby Shark has over 10 billion with a B views. I get angry when children's media talks down to children. We went from the Pointer Sisters, working the sickest groove ever on Sesame Street to teach you how to count to 12, to Baby Shark, do. So imagine my disgust when I first saw the trailer to Angel Studios' Animal Farm, and I heard Seth Rogen not even attempting a performance as Napoleon. My jaw dropped when I saw this trailer. This is not meant to be a kid's movie. Laughter House, I love to laugh. I'm going to be blunt. Seth Rogen's performance is the performance everyone thinks Chris Pratt is giving as Mario. At the very least, Chris Pratt took the backlash of his casting to heart and somewhat crafted a Mario voice.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah. Joseph Stalin, he is not.
No, he isn't.
So my main thing with Seth Rogen, so over the last day, I've watched both the other 2 versions of Animal Farm, 1954 and the 1999.
Yeah, me too. I just watched those today.
Yeah, the 1999 version, Patrick fucking Stewart played Napoleon.
He is the definitive Napoleon, too.
Yeah.
He is incredible in that.
Yeah, you can't go from Patrick Stewart to Seth Rogen. No offense to Seth Rogen. He's good in his comedies and whatnot, but he didn't try to act at all. I mean, I've seen him act before, but most of the time with Seth Rogen, you get Seth Rogen. So, yeah.
Exactly. And when you watch both the 1954 and the 1999 iterations of Animal Farm, there is a sense of craft to both of those. Like, the 1999 film was a made-for-TV movie, and every actor in that, voice acting or otherwise, is giving it their all. They're not sleepwalking through it.
No. I mean,
especially Kelsey Grammer and Patrick Stewart as Snowball and Napoleon.
Yeah. And I have issues with both of those versions in relation to the books. The book, I mean. But but they're far closer to the book, both of them, than this version, which, I mean, if they wanted to make this movie, just call it something different and change all the characters' names.
Yeah. However, both of those films, the 1954 and 1999 film, the fatal flaw with both of those is they wanted to wrap up Animal Farm in neat little bows when the text isn't exactly neat. I mean, for fuck's sake, the 1954 version was funded by the CIA.
Yeah. I just watched a whole documentary about the making of that one, and that was interesting. The CIA was involved, but I mean, I think the people who were actually making it didn't necessarily know the CIA was involved.
Yeah.
But they used it as anti-communist propaganda, which kind of misses the point too. I mean, there is the whole idea of anti-communism in the original text, but it's not necessarily anti-communism as much as it's anti-authoritarianism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Orwell hated a specific type of communism, Stalinism.
Yes. In a lot of ways, I mean, because he was a democratic socialist himself. So
Yep.
yeah.
And this version of Animal Farm is directed by Andy Serkis, who this was his dream project. And this was written by Nicholas Stoller, who, if you remember in the studio, he was tasked to write and direct the Kool-Aid movie and threw Seth Rogen's character, Matt Remick, under the bus by utilizing AI. Pay attention, that's going to come into play later. And this has a shockingly stacked cast for an Angel Studios movie.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, Academy Award winner Kieran Culkin, Academy Award nominee Glenn Close, Academy Award nominee Kathleen Turner, Academy Award nominee Woody Harrelson, Steve Buscemi, Iman Vellani in her first non-MCU role, Gavin Matrazo of Stranger Things, and Laverne Cox.
Yeah.
Like, how did everyone in that cast say, this is going to be a really interesting, really clever movie?
I mean, you've like you said, I mean, those people, you got Jim Parsons, it's like, it's, like I can't stand Jim Parsons. I mean, I like him, but I
I
can't stand,
can't.
I like him as a person. I like him as an actor. I just don't like Big Bang Theory.
I
But
despise Big Bang Theory. You're not alone there.
Big Bang Theory, if anybody ever tunes into All2ReelToo, you do know that there's a big running joke throughout our whole series about how much I hate Big Bang Theory. So but I hate him almost as much as I hate Larry the Cable Guy. I mean, I hate Big Bang Theory almost as much as I hate Larry the Cable Guy, I should say. But
Yeah.
I have nothing against Jim Parsons, and he was doing his best in this. I think a lot of these
Right.
people were kind of doing their best, but a lot of them were phoning it in. I mean, it's it's just sad. I mean, they're all good actors, like you said. I mean, there's Emmy Award winners and Emmy nominated people, and Oscar winners and whatnot in here, and it's just like so sad to see them involved in this movie. It's like, did they have a finished script when they did this, or did they just get their lines? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
That's what I'm trying to figure out too. And would you be surprised that this was originally intended for Netflix, but Netflix passed on it?
Yeah.
And one of the studios involved with this made Klaus, the 2D animated Santa Claus film on Netflix that is actually super underrated.
And it's the animation in Klaus is amazing, and the animation in this is kind of lackluster.
And let me put to you like this. I've only watched 3 Angel Studios movies. Sound of
Hmm.
Freedom, Bonhoeffer, and Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Sound of Freedom is a mediocre movie. Even then, there are plenty of good fuck sex traffickers and pedophile movies. Like, I don't know, Taken.
Yeah.
I watched Bonhoeffer for free, and I shockingly liked that movie. I
Yeah.
love that a filmmaker took Angel Studios' money to tell Nazis and by extension Trump
And
supporters to fuck off.
and the thing with it though is like most of these movies, Angel Studios had nothing to do with the production of.
Yeah, they
They
just buy the rights.
they acquire the distribution rights, and the thing with this movie is like they have this like kind of Christian family friendly sort of vibe for all the films that they pick up, and this movie, it's not like it's anti-Christian. It's, I mean, Christianity is not mentioned once at all, but it's one way or the other. It's it's just very weird that a company that is funded by Mormons who are very much against trans people would acquire a movie starring Laverne Cox, and also people that have been very outspoken against Hollywood, and you've got this movie with all of these big Hollywood stars in it.
Yeah, especially Seth Rogen, who is woke as fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, so is like Woody Harrelson to a point. He's got some issues here and there, but I mean, most of these people are. I mean, Glenn Close is, it's just, it's like weird. Even Andy Serkis is, which I don't understand because I think he's kind of, Andy Serkis is a democratic socialist in real life too.
Yeah.
And it's, he's on these interviews and stuff. And I don't understand how this could be his passion project that he's wanted to make for, for like 14 years or whatever. It's just very weird because if he really loved the Orwell book, he missed the point of it.
And going back to what I was saying about Bonhoeffer, was that movie was based on a book written by a Christian nationalist, and the writer and director of that film used it to tell Nazis to fuck off. And when I watched that particular movie theatrically, a guy who sat 4 seats down from me during the Bonhoeffer screening literally said out loud, "The Nazis are the Democrats." And now we get to the third Angel Studios movie I watched, Animal Farm.
Yeah.
I knew I had to get you guys involved. And before I give my personal thoughts, let's hear from the man himself, George Orwell, from his essay, Why I Write. Every line of serious work I have written since 1936 has been written directly or indirectly against totalitarianism and for democratic socialism. Cinemark's plot summary reads as follows. A satirical allegory of revolution and power, Animal Farm traces how a movement for equality is systematically corrupted. As the pigs consolidate control, troop as a race, the Senate is crushed, and the farm descends into a ruthless dictatorship, fulfilling Orwell's warning about the dangers of communism. Allow me to grab my screaming pillow. Fuck! I fucking hate this movie!
Yeah, you okay?
Ah, yeah. This isn't just a no star. I have a rating, I say, for the worst of the worst movies. I awarded this particular rating 4 times in my life. That's My Boy, Hillary's America, Lady Ballers, and now Angel Studios' Animal Farm. This movie doesn't get a no star. This gets a -5 star. There is nothing here. This isn't a movie. It is a black void of nothing. Andy Serkis needs to hang up his director's hat right now. He's done wonders for VFX, but he's a great actor. I'd argue he should have been nominated for War of the Planet of the Apes. But he's a shit director. Imagine if Illumination Entertainment did a remake of Come and See, starring the Minions, Kevin Hart, and Chris Pratt, and you have this.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, I've been listening to this podcast recently about Lolita, the Nabokov book, and that was adapted twice kind of badly. And I was thinking, like, okay, what could happen to that? And I was thinking, well, the Muppets do Lolita would be just about as bad as this.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And let me put it to you like this. A family of 4 that looked mega as fuck walked out of the theater 20 minutes into this. And I was in the back row when I watched this. I was like, thank God I can take notes now.
How many people were in your theater?
There was probably like a good 10 people. And for comparison purposes, earlier today, I watched The Sheep Detectives, which is the anti-Angel Studios' Animal Farm. And I'm making it a point to call it Angel Studios' Animal Farm because I refuse to call this Animal Farm.
Yeah.
And
saying based on Orwell is a sacrilege. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I watched The Sheep Detectives, in a sold-out crowd, mind you, in Monroe, Michigan, I saw a movie that didn't talk down to kids, that had humor for both kids and adults, that treated these characters with respect, and was just a joy to watch in a movie theater.
It's like if you want to see a better version of this that's directed towards kids, watch Aardman's Chicken Race.
Chicken Run, you mean?
Run. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember the name of it. Chicken Run. Watch that. I mean, it's basically a similar plot with a better production value and acting and everything. To
top things off, like, it was a boomer screening too, meaning nobody shut up during it as the grandparents decided to take their kids to see Seth Rogen's Napoleon make fart jokes.
Yeah.
Did you know that this was approved by the Angel Guild?
Yes.
Did
And here's the thing. I got to see this movie because they have this pay it forward program
Oh,
where
we'll get to that.
where they got people. Anyways, I used these free tickets to see the movie, and now Angel Studios will not stop emailing me.
Boy.
In the last day, I saw the movie yesterday, and since then, I've gotten 6 emails from Angel Studios.
Wow. Now I don't feel bad for spending $5 on a movie ticket just to show off the fact that I did, in fact, go see this.
I didn't want to pay for it, so
I didn't either, but I had to show that I had paid to go see it.
and the showing I went to, there was me and my father went. He slept through almost all the movie. So
Yeah.
that tells you how exciting it was. Um, I mean, he's older and he falls asleep at a lot of things, though. I can't really blame the movie per se for that. And anytime he woke up, though, he's like, "Did I miss anything?" And he was just joking when he said it. He says, "I don't really care if I did." And then yeah, there was like a mother and her daughter in the theater, and then like another mother and her son. Her son was probably about, I'd say, like 12 or so. The other one, the mother and the daughter was, I'd say, like 3 or 4 maybe. And the 3 or 4 year old decided, like, through half the movie that she was just going to walk up and down the aisles
Yep.
and not pay attention. So,
Yeah, I don't blame her.
yeah.
So the film starts off with Woody Harrelson as Boxer narrating the film, who was the dead last choice to pick as a narrator, given what happens to Boxer.
And he continues to narrate after that. Yeah.
And then we're introduced to Lucky, an OC played by Gavin Matrazo of Stranger Things, who was genetically designed to look like the most adorable pig in the world.
Yes.
And it delivers some of the animalism mantras, like one day animals will be free, all of us working together. It points out how man is greedy and cruel. And then you get like stupid, we're just following sheep jokes in unison. When
Yeah.
I'm watching the Sheep Detectives, and they could make that joke about how sheep are stupid.
Yeah.
And there's exactly one joke in that, and it's in the trailer. And one of the sheep goes, do you know what animals humans use to call stupid? And one of the baby sheep goes, ducks. I'm like, no, sheep.
And I mean, to be fair, though, in the book, the sheep are just like, they go along with everything.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, it's not really much they could have done with those characters. Um, but what they did with them wasn't great.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
the main thing for the beginning of this movie that they just totally miss is they got rid of Old Major, who was like a very important character, and they put all of his like essence into Snowball. But
yeah,
they were
Major is crucial to the story.
but there's a very good reason that they're two different characters. So yeah,
Yeah,
in the story. So yeah. Because
it,
like in the book, um like one is based on Lenin and Lenin and Marx, and the other one is based on Trotsky, and you can't really combine those two because they have separate ideals about communism. So, yeah,
exactly. All three of them had separate approaches to communism, as you said. And when we introduced to Lucky, he's hanging around Napoleon. Lucky learns how to read and write from Snowball. And then we get to the infamous Laughter House scene. And then I already did my bit with the Laughter House line. And then Seth Rogen follows it up with, do not make fun of my laugh. Oh, we're going to be making fun of more than that, Seth.
yeah, it's like, I mean, he's known for his laugh. Okay, so we got to write it into the script, huh? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And while this is going on, we have the conflict of Farmer Jones's barn getting foreclosed. Seth Rogen's Napoleon twerking his ass and going, look at all this deliciousness! just like Orwell intended. It's just jumping off the page.
I know. I know for a fact that it's a little known fact about Orwell that he used to go twerking on weekends, and yeah,
He was throwing ass to all the jazz of the day.
yes.
And then you hear this fucking old McDonald rap song playing during the title sequence. Just
And
jumping off the page.
I had an issue there too with this beginning. Why the fuck do we have to have the actors' names on the screen in these like freeze frame things like the action film or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
when it doesn't really call for it.
no, I mean, kids. If you're aiming towards kids, they're not going to give a shit necessarily that Seth Rogen is the voice of Napoleon, you know, or that you know that Kieran Culkin is the voice of Squealer. No.
Yeah, Academy Award winner Kieran Culkin is the voice of Squealer. And then we meet Academy Award nominee Glenn Close as Frida Pilkington, the gender swap Mr. Pilkington, who is dressed essentially as a stereotypical neoliberal girl boss who looks like what a MAGA Republican imagines a liberal is, complete with a side shave.
But she's also very much a thinly veiled Elon Musk.
Yeah, that too. And that gets to my next point. It's one thing to turn Animal Farm into a kids movie. It's another to both sides capitalism.
Yes.
Like, if you're going to turn Animal Farm's allegory from communism to capitalism, you better be the wokest fucking movie ever made. You better make Do the Right Thing look like Red Dawn. You better make Captain Marvel look like Invasion USA. If you're gonna go the capitalist allegory with Animal Farm.
You better make Snow White look like Birth of a Nation.
Yes, exactly. Snow White 2025 as from Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
Hi, Snow White video comment section.
Yes.
And then they bring out these chicks who, again, are genetically drawn to be the most adorable chicks ever. And Angel Studios is treating them like they're minions.
Yep. Oh, boy.
And then, while all this is going on, after all that, Angel Studios had the gall to run these production companies' names after them. Angel, Adventure, and Imagination present Animal Farm. That is an actual credit.
Yes.
And then we get to one of the biggest sins of this movie. They call alcohol naughty juice.
Oh yeah, I was gonna wait a second here. I'm gonna open up my can of naughty juice right now. Actually, that's just Pepsi.
Oh, I could use some fucking naughty juice right now.
I don't drink, so my naughty juice is Pepsi. So
Same. I got water with me right now. Naughty juice. Fuck you, Andy Serkis, and fuck you, Nicholas Stoller. We live in a world where Shrek made fun of Lord Farquaad's dick size. It's fucking alcohol, god damn it.
That's the thing too. They said that this movie is aimed at 11 and up.
Exactly.
Tell me an 11-year-old who doesn't know what alcohol is.
Yeah, an 11-year-old is going to know what alcohol is. You're going to hear me say this a lot. Children are smarter than this.
Yeah.
And while this is going on, they set up the rules of Animal Farm. They got rid of Mr. Jones, and the farmhouse is now off limits, as decreed by Snowball. And then you introduce the rules of animalism, which, if you read the book, you already know what they are. But the core tenet is all animals are equal.
And then they shorten most of them too for the movie, which I don't know. But
yeah. And then we cut to the montage of them farming with Lucky milking the cow, and then Napoleon sitting on the couch doing nothing. The farm is thriving. And this gets to Laverne Cox, a trans woman voicing Snowball.
Yeah.
And it's a casting that rubs me the wrong way. Even if I 100% loved this movie, I would still be rubbed the wrong way with this casting.
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're putting a trans woman in the role of the scapegoat.
Exactly. And when
Or,
you,
or scape pig, as you will. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'll see myself out.
Oh, I just did a Seth Rogen laugh. Oh, God. Seth Rogen psychosis is taking over me. I'm going to hate the Seth Rogen laugh forever now.
I don't know if I can watch Seth Rogen again. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean, Laverne Cox. I mean, I love Laverne Cox. She's one of my favorite people
Yeah,
on the planet. It's just such a waste of her.
exactly. Waste is an understatement of the century. It's an insulting casting choice when you know the context of the text.
Yeah,
If I were Laverne Cox, I would tell my agent to fuck off.
I mean, I can see people wanting to be involved in this that are fans of the book, maybe, and not understanding. And like I said, maybe Laverne didn't have the whole script. There's a
Yeah.
possibility.
But Animal Farm is still a well-known book. It's still a well-known text.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I could see her accepting the role, even with the scapegoat aspect of it, just
Right.
to be based on wanting to be involved in something Orwell based or something.
While this is going on, we're teeing up the Dobermans as Napoleon offers to take care of the dogs, and Napoleon is basically egging Lucky on to drink milk. And then we get a 15-second fart joke, followed by, "Do you smell that? That's the sound of freedom." Fart jokes as intended by George Orwell.
And a swipe at a movie released by the same company.
No, I think that was cynical tie-in.
Okay. I Either way, I've seen a lot of conservatives online pissed off at that one line.
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes to my next point. This movie isn't made for anyone. The
No.
left is not going to like it because it's released by Angel Studios. The right is not going to like it because Seth Rogen is Napoleon. And keep in mind, Seth Rogen is woke as fuck. He's very outspoken in his politics.
Yeah, and even if that were I mean, even if they could get past the fact that Seth Rogen's in the movie, because I'm sure there's movies that Seth Rogen is in that conservatives will watch, um, because he's playing a character and he's not himself. Because some people can separate the politics from the actor, but the message of the film is so muddled
Yeah,
that it seems both anti-conservative and anti-woke at the same time.
yeah. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said what's worse than this being a kids movie is that you're changing this to both sides the movie. And you should not both sides Animal Farm. There are clear heroes and clear villains in that movie. In that book, I mean.
Yeah, and there's a clear ending,
Yes.
and it's not happy.
Oh no, it is not. And then Lucky chooses to share the milk and then takes a sip. And then there's this one line that goes, "It turns out freedom is a lot of work." In which it's that one log line you could tell Angel Studios mandated into this.
Yeah,
Snowball wants Boxer to build a water wheel so they can generate electricity. And Boxer and Lucky are building the water wheel.
and
And we meet. Go
I'm
ahead.
still trying to understand why they changed it to a water mill instead of a windmill, like it is in the book.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I mean, it serves the same purpose, but there was no reason to really change it. Like also, like they wrote the rules on a silo and not on the barn, like they do in the book and every other adaptation. So
Right. And then we meet Lucky's love interest, played by Iman Balani in her first non-MCU role. Which I really hope she gets better non-MCU roles than this.
She needs to
Because
be everything. She's such a
yeah,
great actress. Yeah.
yeah, and she's genuinely likable. She's genuinely personable. I dug the hell out of Ms. Marvel. They were
Mhm.
the only MCU shows I watched to they were the only MCU shows I watched to completion that I liked.
It's
Because let me put it to you this way. I have yet to finish up Daredevil season 1 or 2 because on Disney Plus, because I'm just like, one, I really don't have the time to commit to a TV show right now, and two, it's like this first season of Daredevil Born again isn't grabbing me.
yeah, I watched the first season and the first episode of the second season, and I'm gonna probably just binge the rest of it someday when I have time. But Miss Marvel is the only actually no, I'll take that back. There's two, and there's only another reason for the other one. But there's only two of the Marvel TV shows that I've watched more than once all the way through. Miss Marvel is one of them, and the other one was Hawkeye. And the only reason I watched Hawkeye all the way through again was because my dad and my nephew wanted to watch it. So
Right, right.
yeah, yeah,
Well, like the only Marvel show I watched on repeat was Jessica Jones season 1.
yeah.
Like that's one of my 10 out of 10 perfect seasons.
If you
Go ahead.
consider Agents of Shield a Marvel TV show, I watched that like three times all the way through. So um,
Yeah. Jessica Jones season 2, on the other hand,
yeah,
not so much.
not as good as the first.
Okay. Oh god. I'd rather be talking about anything else right now.
Yeah,
So my ADD brain is just trying to keep focus. And while this is going on, Napoleon calls a farm meeting, and we see Snowball pitching the water mill for electricity. Napoleon is against it, like in the novel. Snowball calls the animal stupid,
yeah. Which, yeah,
which is
that
like the worst possible thing to do because Snowball is supposed to be a sympathetic fucking character.
yeah, it was badly written. I don't think that that's. It's been a long time since I read the book. I don't think that that was in the book.
Yeah. And Napoleon ends up sticking the dogs on Snowball, and Snowball gets exiled, followed up by "We never saw Snowball again." And you get why Laverne Cox's casting rubs me the wrong way.
Yes, because the implication with never seeing Snowball again is that Snowball is pretty much bacon.
Exactly. Then they're partying in the grain reserves, and I have a Substack essay on draft where I roast Armand White's idiotic review for K-pop Demon Hunters, which he wrote 8 months and 5 days after the film's release. Because even he knows K-pop stands will come for his ass if he dropped it on June 20th.
Oh yeah,
And when you read the comments section of that, his entire echo chamber is telling him to fuck off. Not just K-pop stands. His entire National Review echo chamber is telling him to fuck off.
I mean
And
that movie appealed to everybody. I don't even like K-pop that much, and I liked it. So yeah,
exactly, it was one of my favorite films of 2025.
me too.
And in that review, Armand White called K-pop Demon Hunters ideologically confused. No, it's very straightforward. And Angel Studios' Animal Farm is very ideologically confused.
So's everything around the movie too. I mean, the movie is trying to be anti-capitalist, but they want you to buy tickets for other people, and they want you to subscribe to their streaming service, and they want you to do this and everything that's capitalistic. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Exactly. And Napoleon pitches segregation to Lucky. And we're introduced to Steve Buscemi's Mr. Whimper as he steps on pig shit. Just jumping off the fucking text.
It's the greatest thing ever. That scene right there is going to win him the Academy Award.
Oh, yes. And in my research, it turns out he has yet to be nominated for an Oscar, and that saddens me. He should have been nominated 3 times over.
Oh yeah.
And Mr. Whymper comes in and he's asking about the money, and Lucky suggests the idea that they sell everything they make. You get this montage, and you see the magic paper, which is what they call this, because Angel Studios and Andy Serkis thinks you're too fucking stupid to know what the word money is.
Or
And
they think animals who can talk are too stupid to figure that out.
yeah. And you take a look at the magic paper, and it looks like AI slop. There's literal fucking AI in this.
See, the thing is they claim there's no AI involved in this movie, so I don't know. It could be that it was just rendered that way. Um, I don't know if it's necessarily just bad CG or what, you know?
Yeah, but it didn't look like a $20 bill. Like, even your most B flat free computer animation software could generate something like that.
The thing with it in movies, you got to be careful though, because you can't actually show the front of a dollar bill necessarily
Right,
without kind of rules and stuff. So you have to like obscure it in some way.
right. And after all that, Napoleon pitches moving into the farmhouse. And at times it seems like they want to paint Napoleon as the good guy.
It's like he's a victim in this movie in some ways.
Napoleon's throwing around stuff like Snowball the Freedom Hater and stuff like that. And we start to see Boxer showing his age, but Boxer also writing the equation E equals MC square. And then we cut to them in the mall, and Napoleon's spending all the money at the mall. And Napoleon tells Lucky to go pick up Puff, the pig voiced by Iman Vellani.
Yeah, one of the show pigs that she voices two of them in this.
Yeah,
So yeah.
butt shaking the way Orwell intended.
Orwell also intended the whole consumerism scene of going to the mall in the middle of a timeless tale.
Exactly. And
And
Napoleon sees a sports car, and he starts to pitch the water wheel when Snowball pitched it initially, just like in the text.
yeah,
And he pitches being anthropomorphic, with the famous line, 4 legs good, 2 legs better.
yeah.
As they start to write the rules and gaslight the animals just like they do in the text. And then you have Napoleon dropping a Midnight Cowboy reference. I'm walking here. And the pigs are on 2 legs. And you see Boxer pulling up a wheel and struggling. And he tells Lucky, not your place to be in the dirt with the others, son.
The character of Lucky is the most pointless character in this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's so muddled and messed up.
Yeah. We do not need an OC for Animal Farm.
No, I mean, like they had an original character in the 1999 version of this dog.
Yeah.
And you got to see it through her point of view. But the main point of that is she was a dog, not a pig. Because you're missing the whole point of the fact that the pigs are the superior race of animals in this thing towards the, as they gain more power. But if you make one of the pigs, so that makes you believe that the evil didn't corrupt the whole class of people like it did in real society. So now it does in real society, even if you're not wanting to be corrupted by it. And I guess he is slightly corrupted by it, but you also have Iman Vellani's character who isn't, and she's like pure and everything. So you're mixing this whole thing where you're missing the whole fucking point of the pigs being the Stalinists.
Yeah. And once the watermill is complete, we see pigs dancing to techno in the house, and Napoleon showing up in a sports car and clothes with Frida, and Frida now wants to partner with Napoleon. And I want to make another point here, like, Glenn Close is too old for the character designed. Like,
Yeah.
this should be someone like Tina Fey or Amy Poehler or even Kristen Wiig or Melissa McCarthy. That's who I'd picture, like, with this character as drawn.
Or like Kate McKinnon or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just her character is it takes away the idea of the fact that the leader Napoleon is supposed to be this ruthless, corrupt leader, but you make the antagonist of the film more so her character than him, where he's actually kind of being manipulated and becomes slightly a victim, and in a way, and so I guess in a way, okay, so I think the way that with Seth Rogen playing the character, he's more of a Trump type character than a Stalin type character,
Yeah.
where he's funny and stupid and stuff. But the thing is, with both Stalin was a genius. He was evil, but he was a genius.
Mm-hmm.
He was really smart and knew what he was doing. Trump, I think, does know what he's doing too in certain aspects. I mean, even though he's got dementia and losing it right now, but it's like you can't have this character be just a funny, like comic relief in a movie where he's supposed to be the antagonist and then add another antagonist that makes no sense. Because that character is supposed to be kind of a supporting character, but they made that character more of a main character, of a main antagonist in a certain way. Kind of like
Yeah.
almost like the Palpatine of the thing.
Right. And that's a great point too, because Napoleon is the big bad of Animal Farm. Mr. Pilkington is a minor character at best.
Yeah.
And while this party's going on complete with the naughty juice, you have Puff saying the line, "Ghetto fabulous." And then you get this bizarre tutti frutti needle drop out of nowhere. And then they change the rule of no animal shall drink alcohol, because I'm a fucking adult capable of rational thought, to no animal shall drink alcohol to excess.
Which is in the book, which is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I just really don't want to say the words naughty juice when it comes to alcohol.
yeah. But the whole like to excess thing is in the book, which is,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
stick into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Credit where credit is due with that. Like, and then Puff leaves the farmhouse in the third act liar reveal scene. And then Squealer puts the car in the pool. And then we keep hearing Seth Rogen's laugh, which is the first thing you hear when you enter hell.
Yes.
And then there's no food. The animals start to revolt. And then the animals revolt, and then feed is dropped by Pilkington. And while this is going on, Squealer is pitching selling off the animals and passes it off as a joke. You know, kind of like a certain president of the United States.
Oh yeah. That doesn't happen in the real world, does it?
No, not at all.
No.
Pilkington takes Napoleon and Squealer through her business. And Pilkington pitches Napoleon building a dam. And, God, here's my next annoyance in this. What about Napopo?
Um.
The notorious PIG.
Yesterday, I right after the
Y'all
movie,
ready for this needle drop?
I got both of those things tattooed on my chest yesterday. Right after the movie, I thought they were so great.
A movie franchise where I play myself.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'd rather be talking about anything else.
In a timeless tale. Yeah, timeless tale.
Yeah. And then man returns to Animal Farm.
And then we do have the scene that ends the book where we see the animals become the pigs and the pigs become the animals.
Yep. Napoleon pitches the dam in exchange for free food. Now we're doing a data center allegory when the magic paper was clearly made with some sort of AI, making this kid-friendly movie epically miss the point of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention Orwell was famously a democratic socialist?
I think we've mentioned that a couple times. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I think so. And then all of a sudden, we hear the Price is Right theme as they are introduced to food to a dam building montage. I, my heart sank when I heard the Price is Right theme in a movie called Animal Farm.
You know, it's like the worst thing to happen to The Price is Right since Bob Barker sexually harassed the models on the show.
Oh man, Jesus. Ugh.
Everyone involved with this should be spayed and fucking neutered.
Boxer rescues a guy who is crushed, and Boxer struggles to get this big thing off of the guy. And then Boxer gets pulled out by a glue company after he breaks his leg. But they can't make this have any weight. For comparison purposes, there is a scene in The Sheep Detectives involving one of the sheep in which it was revealed that he had to fight dogs for entertainment. And when that particular scene happens, and I'm going to spoil the movie a little bit,
Yeah, that's fine.
he ends up rescuing the sheep from dogs and dies. And it's given actual weight and actual levity. It treats you like you know what death is. Meanwhile, you have Squealer going, commence Operation Glue de Gras.
And so the thing with this whole thing is having Boxer rescue a human makes no fucking sense.
Exactly.
Because in the book, he's just a hard worker. You don't, I mean, he cares about people and other things. I mean, he cares about, animals and probably is a caring creature in general. But to put this scene on there to try to add some gravitas to his character that we didn't need, when it was basically the idea that he was a hardworking horse whose heart went out in the book,
Yeah.
not his leg.
Yeah.
Because
And
the symbolism of his heart stopping makes more sense because his heart was in the work and he represented the working class of, I don't know, it's just they missed the point.
yeah. And even then, in the other iterations, it's like broken leg. Like something like that. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't necessarily drop dead in either of the other two iterations. Because you gotta have something dramatic.
You have a time where he's actually unhealthy for a while before he gets sent to the glue factory where people say goodbye to him and they think he's going on vacation or to a hospital. I mean, not vacation. The vacation was the other people. But yeah, no, he's going, they think he's going to an animal hospital to take care of his pain. But then they find out that it's the glue truck, So yeah.
Yeah. And now Napoleon is selling the animals, and Napoleon is threatening Lucky, and we get the slow-mo Seth Rogen laugh because we haven't gotten tired of that yet. And he sicks the Dobermans on Lucky, and Lucky escapes. Benjamin the donkey talks to Lucky. And then Benjamin says something to the effect of, "No stars tonight," which is wildly appropriate for this film.
In a movie that's full of stars. Yeah.
And then Benjamin asks Lucky, "Are you an animal or a pig?" And Lucky says he's an animal. And then it hard cuts to revealing that Lucky is narrating the story, which you think would be a scene at the end. But no, there's like probably about 20 minutes left of this at most. And it's where Lucky starts to pitch a rebellion.
I want to point something out about Benjamin really quick.
Yeah.
Kathleen Turner voiced Benjamin.
Yeah.
And she has worked since the age of 19 with Planned Parenthood. She became their chairperson. She's also served the People for American Way and volunteers with Amnesty International, City Meals on Wheels, and was John Kerry's first celebrity endorser. And she's been a frequent donor to the Democratic Party. And she raises awareness for rheumatoid arthritis. I was just looking at her activism work, so I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. It's a heist movie now.
Yeah.
And Napoleon gives the speech, which leads to the infamous line, "All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others," which then hard cuts to Mr. Whymper DJ scratching, just as Orwell fucking intended.
And so the point of the some animals are, more
Yeah,
equal than
that's
others.
in the book, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's giving the speech to humans, not to the animals like he does in the book. So it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. And Napoleon pitches the dam, but the chicks take over the feat because Angel Studios wants their own minions. And the
Yes.
fireworks are going off, and the dam breaks, and there's a flood. Kind of like in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky goes to tell Napoleon he is off the farm, and Pilkington is carried off by drone. And then Lucky gets the courage to tell off Napoleon. And while watching this, you said something to the effect that you felt they were fed lines.
Yeah.
This felt like an entirely different movie when it was initially pitched to before Angel Studios picked it up. I mean, I'd still give it a negative 5-star rating, but you can tell scenes are either extremely trimmed or scenes are missing or lines are clearly added with ADR.
And it doesn't. It's so tonally out of whack too. Like it's like you got your humor and your touching scenes like Boxer's death and other things are not earned ever.
Yeah. And I I am no fan of Taika Waititi. I can't stand Taika Waititi. I hate him. I hate him as a human being. I hate
Yeah.
him as a director. I hate him. I'm probably one of the very few people that thinks Thor Ragnarok is overrated.
I said I think it's overrated, but I still like it though. But yeah,
But at the very least, Taika Waititi knows what story structure is.
yeah. I mean, hell, I mean, you know, I'm sure like almost every other movie I've seen, and I watch a lot of bad movies from my podcast, have better story structure than this. I mean, even Tooth Fairy 2 has a better story structure than this.
And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, why am I here? Why am I sitting here right now?
You did this to
And
yourself.
then it gets to the big third act Lucky and Napoleon fight scene, and Napoleon drowns, and Lucky's struggling to swim up, and then we get the fucking fake out death scene, which is a trope I hope goes away soon. I can't stand fucking fake out death scenes.
And the whole when they're fighting each other, it was very much Obi-Wan versus Anakin at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Except not as good and not as well animated.
I'm just saying they stole the fucking thing. I mean, they're even like the I've got the higher ground sort of thing in the whole thing. It's just so stupid.
Yes. And then after the fucking fake out death scene where you know Lucky is coming back ashore, I'm gonna tell you a word I can't stand. Shitlib. If
Yeah.
you use that word, I assume you are a Jill Stein voter who is secretly a MAGA Republican. I hate you forever if you use the word shitlib.
Yeah.
So when I use this in this sentence, keep that in mind. It ends on this shitlib fucking sentiment of we will never find freedom in a leader like Napoleon. And then it's followed up with we have to work hard for our friends.
So yeah, the whole idea is that we have to work hard and be friendly to each other, and that's going to solve all of our problems because that's worked so well since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Yeah. What in the fucking Chuck Schumer is that sentiment?
Exactly. And I don't like
Like,
to use the word shitlib either, but yeah,
and I'm just sitting here like, this is what I mean when I say both sidesing Animal Farm is wrong.
it's 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 the epitome of Donald Trump saying there were good people on both sides.
Exactly. So let me tell you a little anecdote here. I got up to use the bathroom because I wasn't missing much at this point.
Yeah.
And I considered walking out. As I stood at that urinal for 30 seconds contemplating my life choices, I was just going to get into my car and leave.
Yeah.
I would have walked out during the heist scene if I didn't have to watch this for this very podcast you're listening to. Then, as I walked to my car, Siskel and Ebert's Black Sheep review popped into my head, where Gene Siskel straight up admitted to walking out 20 minutes before Black Sheep ended, pretended he went to the bathroom, and still gave it a thumbs down, which coincidentally was about the amount of time I had left with this film.
Yeah.
And I just sat there, and I was like, I should have just fucking walked out. Once I pushed to start my car, I was like, I should have just walked out and just said all that. But then we get to the fucking end credit scene, where it's built up like a Marvel movie, where it's introducing where it's telling you who did what. And then there's this timer in the upper right hand corner with like funny things to it. Stick around, you don't want to miss this. And very punny, piggy kind of things. And you're sitting there, and it directs you to those QR codes you were talking about that asks if you liked or hated the movie.
Yeah.
It then directs you to a site where you can spend your actual money to ensure that you too can watch Seth Rogen fart and call it the sound of freedom so Angel Studios can overinflate their box office total. Even if you didn't like the movie.
You can buy the tickets and the movie theaters will sit empty. So like I went through that process. I'll tell you how it went really quick. So I go onto the thing and I'm put on a waiting list. And I was number 1488 on the waiting list. So I don't know how many people are buying these pay it forward things. And it kept putting off and it never gave me the free tickets for the longest time. So I go to their website and they have like one of those chat things on there. And I'm talking to a chat bot. And then I talk to the chat bot for a while and I say, can I speak to an associate? And then somebody emails me after they asked for my email. And this nice lady sent me three passes to the movie. So I will tell you they have good customer service.
Yeah, credit where credit is due with that.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's funny when you go through to redeem the things, it says you have to promise that you're going to see the movie.
Yeah. If you remember, this is exactly what the alt-right accused Disney of doing with Captain Marvel, because God forbid a neoliberal white feminist who collected NFTs that appeared in a film that got the full backing of the U.S. Air Force says she wants to hear black perspectives on black films.
Yep. How dare her be a woman?
And then, to add insult to injury, after that title card, it says, based on George Orwell's Animal Farm, in big letters. Or it was either right before before that QR codes. And I was just sickened. So, Michael, I think it's safe to say you're giving this a negative 5-star too.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely would. In my mind, I would watch 50 Larry the Cable Guy movies before I watched this again. And he's just my my epitome for bad movies. So the other thing is like I've been seeing like Andy Serkis interviews for this movie, and he talks about how he made the movie he wanted to make this movie timeless so people can watch it whenever. This
And
thing, the references in it and everything else, this thing is outdated the moment you walk out of the theater.
Exactly. I was gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Like, you sit there and it's like, yeah, this movie has a time and place and it's 2026. Like how Charlie's Angels 2019, there was a time and place for that, and it was 2019.
It's like trying to watch. I mean, I hate that I'm comparing this to this, but it's like watching a full episode of Saturday Night Live from the year 2000 today. you don't get the topical humor in it necessarily.
And even then,
Yeah.
like 2000 Saturday Night Live is still watchable.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You
Well,
don't know what the references are.
and I'm just talking about like you don't get the topical humor maybe in Weekend Update, but the rest of the episode you might get the humor because a lot of it's timeless. So it's the difference between like Weekend Update and I don't know, Matt Foley or something,
Yeah. And I was just depressed watching this. That's the best way to describe this. I was depressed watching this.
I will tell you the best performance in the whole movie is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
He's
Woody
the right,
Harrelson seems to be the only one who's trying in this.
and he's the right choice for the voice of Boxer. When you think of Boxer, his voice makes sense if you're doing an Americanized version of Boxer.
Yeah.
And because he's like, he's Woody. And but the fact that they had him narrate the movie even after he died
Yeah.
made no sense.
There's just, oh God, I just fucking hated every minute of this movie. Like, keep in mind, I sat through fucking Lady Ballers, a film that, mind you, stops the movie dead to plug a women's line of Jeremy's razors. And I laugh now because that $8 million temper tantrum is what's causing them to go under right now.
Yes.
Karma's a fucking bitch.
That and their Merlin TV show that wants to be Game of Thrones or something.
Pendragon Cycle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched something on that. That just sounded boring from what I saw.
The only thing I found entertaining of it is like there was one review I saw of it where somebody showed the scene where this woman just gets hit by this bull in an arena, and the CGI and everything is just perfect. It's like this woman just by the bull and like flies over the bull.
Again, I'd rather be talking about anything else right now.
I know.
Let's just fucking end this before I scream even more. Be sure to like, comment, share, spread the word on New Rums Media. Follow me on all my socials at New Rums Media. And until then,
I have a confession to make. This is the first movie that I have ever walked out on in a theater in 26 years.
I envy you.